What's up guys, Maxwell here and you've been watching TechMax HD. 6 months back, that is July 2018, Asus launched the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. The base variant of this phone is priced at 11,000 rupees, that is $155 US. And this phone had a 5000 mAh battery, a Snapdragon 636 processor, and it runs on Android One program. This is the reason that it gained a special attention in the mid-range smartphone market, and it sold about 1 million units in less than 6 months. Now, the second generation of this phone, that is the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2, is about to be launched, or even launched in some places like Russia. And is this really an upgrade from Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1? And is it worth this much of a price hike? Well, let's find out in this video. Before moving on to the video, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for more videos and interesting tech contents. This is not just a specification video. We are going to cover 3 topics here. 1. What features they have improved from Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 to the M2. And the next one is what features they are still managing to keep. And the third one, what features they have removed from the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. So now let's begin. First, what features they have improved from the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Let's begin with the weight of the phone. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 weighed about 180 grams. But now, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 weighs about 170 grams. If you have these both phones side by side, you will feel the difference. Now the display. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 consisted of a 5.99-inch display with larger bezels. But now in Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2, the display size is improved, that is 6.3 inches with a notch in it. And the screen to body ratio is considerably improved. Yes, now it has a screen to body ratio of 83.1%. Now let's talk about resolution. Even though both this phone comes with a Full HD display, the screen ratio of this phone has been improved right now. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 is a 18:9 display, and now the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 is a 19:9 display. Now we are going to talk about the major change, the processor. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 consisted of a Snapdragon 636 processor, but now it's drastically improved to 660. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 comes with the Snapdragon 660 processor. This is really a good change. As the processor changes, the clock speed also changes. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 comes with the 1.8 GHz clock speed, and the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 comes with the 2.2 GHz of clock speed. We can also see drastic improvement in gaming. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 with a Snapdragon 636 processor consisted of an Adreno 509 GPU, and now the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 with the Snapdragon 660 chipset has the Adreno 512 GPU. And at last, the selfie camera. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 comes with the 8 megapixel selfie camera, and now they have improved it to 13 megapixel in Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2, and also they have improved the HDR mode in the selfie camera also. Now let's see what features they haven't changed yet and still sticking on with the Max Pro M1. First, the battery. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 came with a 5000 mAh battery, and still they are maintaining that 5000 mAh battery. That's really good thing. And the disappointing thing is the software. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 came out of the box with an Android 8.1 Oreo. Still, this Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 is also coming out of the box with an Android 8.1 Oreo. It would have been greater if they provide Android Pie within the box, but anyway, it's an Android One phone, definitely you will get the Android Pie update. And the next one is the rear camera. The base variant of the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 consisted of the 12.5 megapixel camera. It is still continuing in Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 also. A 12 megapixel main camera with f1.8 aperture and dual pixel autofocus and stuff as usual. And then the 5 megapixel camera is a depth sensor. The considerable thing is still it supports 4K at 30 fps and 1080p at 60 fps and 30 fps. So now let's check out what features have they removed from the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Actually, they haven't removed anything except the flash from the front facing camera. So the specs were good, isn't it? It's quite an upgrade from the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Yes, until I see the price. I just got shocked when I see the price. As of shooting this video, they haven't announced this price globally or in India, but they have announced the price in Russia. In Russia, they are selling this phone for 17,990 rubles, which is equal to 19,000 rupees, which is equal to $267. Yes, it's quite a lot of a hike in price, but probably it will be lesser when it comes to India and other markets. If this phone is priced in 14,000 or 15,000 rupees in India, it will be a good competitor for the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 6 Pro. So what do you feel about this video? If you like this video, give a like. If you didn't like, give a dislike. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. Until next time, I'm Maxwell. Goodbye.